Hello gorgeousness, glam squads and fashion crafters. It's me Joanna Almagro and welcome to my Superstarr world. By the way, this is another episode on our YouTube channel, so please don't forget to subscribe and like our videos. Previously, from the last episode, we had a simple request by Miss Aubrey Silver, which says,
I would love some fun pattern pieces for different colors.
So then, this made me realize that I have to make a new tutorials, which is perfect timing because today is Flores de Mayo and also Cinco de Mayo.
Oh really? So what's the difference?
Oh well, it's like my Swarovski crystals here in auburn yellow and blue. Do you like them?
Well, don't change the topic. Sorry, I got to go. I have this important phone call.
Of course, now let's get back to our main topic. Remember this beautiful retro vintage dress from our recent survey? This was a success and now I'm going to create the next patterns. If you would like for me to create patterns so easy to make, just write below your wishes and we shall feature your request on the next episode. Here is our latest pattern made easy for basic top bodies with 3 different color sets. And the good news is, this is for free for everyone to download via our website, and also subscribe our email list so that you're always updated when the new patterns are up. We also need fabric and I chose a chiffon floral motif in commemoration of the festivals today. Flowers are made for celebrations. Also, I printed the patterns and cut according to sizes. Cut only the broken lines for seam allowances. And a friendly tips for sewing. When seeing this fold center front, please do follow the pattern to avoid mistakes. By folding the fabric into halves, from good side to good side. Once you flatten your center fold, then place the pattern on top and put enough space for cutting the seam allowances. The central fold must be parallel on each other to have correct alignment of fabric and pattern. Once done, I then cut each fabric according to the patterns. I should have at least 4 pieces of cut fabrics in total. I like to cut 2 plain fabrics to make a color lining. Then place the plain fabric square and the color fabric on good side to good side perpendicularly. Now, after sewing each color, we then cut away the extra small fabric around it. We need to be careful and make sure we cut it along perpendicularly. This is to ensure correct alignment on fabrics. After cutting, I then inverted the collars one by one. More often, with the help of the loop wire, the placement of the edges are easy to handle. Another way, with the use of pins for pulling the thin ends usually works its wonders. Now, these collars are ready. And placing the collars to the neckline. Of course we need to create the lining with the use of these tools. By setting it on top of the garment and collar, then we sew the edges to seal the lining. But first, to make the fabric stable, I always put pins around the area where I'm sewing. Once it is sewn, then we remove or cut out the excess tulle. And also, make a small cuts around the neck seam allowance. This is to decrease tension and easy to fold the neckline. Always make sure you iron the fabric to make it flatten. It looks professional when it is done this way. Also, it's easy to sew as well. Next, are the sleeves. I hem the bottom sleeves first. By simply folding the fabric to approximately 3 millimeters and then sew a top stitch on the end. I made a single fold at the bottom middle sleeves to create a folded detailed effect. Finally, it's time to attach them around the armholes. This how it looks like when sewn. Always remember to flat iron the edges, so that it's easy to sew the side seams. Then, sew a top stitch to close the sides. And make sure to include also the tulle lining when sewing. I fold and sew top stitch at the bottom hem, then flip the top inside out the good side. But before we'll continue, going back to Bianca's question, what's the difference between Flores de Mayo and Cinco de Mayo? Cinco de Mayo, which translates to 5th of May in Spanish, commemorates the Mexican victory over the French Empire at the Battle of Puebla on May 5, 1862. Oftentimes, the celebrations include parades, music, dancing, traditional foods like tacos and mole poblano, as well as cultural activities that showcase Mexican heritage and pride. On the contrary, the Flores de Mayo, or Flowers of May in Spanish, is a religious and cultural festival celebrated in the Philippines throughout the month of May. The highlight of Flores de Mayo is the Santa Cruzan procession, A grand parade featuring young women and men dressed in elaborate costumes representing biblical characters, saints, and historical figures. The procession culminates with the reenactment of Queen Helena's search for the Holy Cross.
Wow, this made me realize how important Cinco de Mayo and Flores de Mayo are, each with their unique cultural significance. It's amazing how diverse our world is, yet these traditions remind us to celebrate our differences and embrace cultural heritage. Thanks, Miss Joanna, for this incredible insight.
Don't worry, Miss Bianca, it's great to explore and discover other cultures. They're fascinating. Let's now refocus and get back to our work. Finally, this is how it looks, but it seemed to lack of details. Speaking of which, would you like me to share with you another video tutorial about how to create this frilly skirt? Please comment below. I remember that I have some of these embroidered ribbons and I place them one by one where I want them to be. What do you think? I value your opinion, so kindly write some messages below. I sewn the ribbons in place, and they looked very cute and coquettish. Also, I used satin ribbon as the closure at the back, letting it open for a more summery and stylish look. To complete Antoinette's look, I accessorized her with this Palmera straw handbag with white blossom flowers and some blue fabrics, as she is ready and traveling to meet her friends later this afternoon. And she is now all geared up to hop on her Vespa and enjoy the ride.
Wow, what a wonderful time we've had together today, gorgeousness. Thank you for staying with us on this fun filled with heartwarming stories and fantastic crafts. We hope you've enjoyed every moment as much as we have, from crafting our own little masterpieces to diving into captivating tales. It's been an absolute joy sharing this time with you. Before you go, we have a little favor to ask. Could you please sprinkle some love our way by giving us a thumbs up, sharing the fun with your friends, and subscribing to our channel? That way, you'll always be the first to know about our latest stories and crafty creations. The excitement doesn't stop here. Be sure to stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll have even more enchanting stories and DIY adventures waiting just for you. So keep that smile shining bright, stay as gorgeous as ever, and until next time, bye for now.